Welcome back. I will be discussing rational exponents. As I introduced in my previous video, I said that if a base have an exponent 1 divided by n is the same as the root of a, nth root of a. So for example, we have, if we use this equation, then we have, for example, square root of a. That is the question here. Many of my students are very confused because there is nothing that is telling what is the n here. But if it's not there, then it is always 2. So this is always 2. We're not using 2, we're not writing 2, then that is equal to a raised to 1/2. Okay, so if I have square root of 4, then we know that that is 4 raised to 1/2. And we know that this is 2. How? Because we have 2 raised to 2 raised to 1/2. And law of exponents says that we can multiply them. That is 2 raised to 2 multiplied by 1/2. Then we have 2 raised to 2 divided by 2 is equal to 2 raised to 1 or just 2. That is the reason why when your teacher discusses square root of 4 is the same as 2, because we have 4 is 2 raised to 2. And this 2 and that symbol, they take each other, that is 2. What's only 2 that remains. This is another explanation. This one is the another explanation. So if we have third root of 27, then we know that it is third root of 3 raised to 3. That's why they take each other, then we have only 3. Another explanation is that 27 is 3 raised to 3 raised to 1/3. Now you can see that I have written 3 as my n there now. Then it will be 1/3. So if it's 2, we don't write it. We don't write 2 here. We don't write 2 there. But if it's 3, and so on, higher, then we need to write it. Then that is 3 raised to 3 multiplied by 1/3. And that is 3 raised to 3 divided by 3. Then we have 3. That's another explanation. Let's see some examples here. Write as a single power of 2. Then we have in A, we know that is 2 raised to 1/3 because it is the third power. No, third root. Sorry, not power. Third root. That is 1/3. And B, we have 1 raised to 2 raised to 1/2. If they don't write what is your root there, it is always 2 or the square root. Then we have 2 raised to negative 1/2 according to the law of exponents. C, then we have 4 raised to 1/5 because of the 5 there. Okay, remember a raised to 1 divided by n is equal to the nth root of a. Always remember that. Okay, next example. Without using a calculator, write in simplest rational form. Then we have a there. We have, there are a lot of ways you can do here. We have 8 raised to 4/3. That is also 8 raised to 4 raised to 1/3. And we know 8 raised to 4 is 64 times 64. That is very difficult to see. But you see here, 8 is also 8 is also 2 raised to 3. So I can use this instead of multiplying 64 times 64. So we have 2 raised to 3 raised to 4/3. And we know that we can multiply the exponents. One law says that if we have a raised to m raised to n is equal to a raised to m times n. That is what we're going to do here. So we have 2 raised to 3 multiplied by 4 raised to 3, divided by 3. Then we have 2 raised to 3 multiplied by 4 divided by 3. And this will be 1. Then we have 2 raised to 4. And then you can find the product of that. 2 raised to 4 is 16. Another example is 27 raised to negative 2/3. But you know that 27 is also 3 raised to 3. So I will do that. 3 raised to 3 raised to negative 2/3. And we're going to use this law. Then we have 3 raised to 3 times negative 2 divided by 3. Okay? Or maybe I am going too fast. Then I will do this. Raised to negative 2 3 multiplied by negative 2 3. Then we have, I will put that in parentheses. And then we have 3 raised to, then this one will be 1. Then we have negative 2. It's all right that way. Or we have 1 divided by 3 raised to 2. Or we have 1 divided by 9. In my next video, I will be discussing algebraic expansion and factorization. That means you're going to use everything that you have learned in factorization and expansion. Like for this one, a times b plus c in parentheses, it will be like this. It's the same way to do it, but it is on exponentials. So see you around.